video is sponsored by STS Footwear. Footwear of the fans, by the fans, for the fans. Get your own Gator sneakers at stsfootwear.com and use the code GTFans for $15 off at checkout.
Your thoughts? Did you have any brush with him? Memory?
Oh, tons of memories. Was always a fan of his approach to the game and his competitive spirit. What a winner. Enjoyed watching him win championships for a long time and compete at the highest level. And I think we were all kind of anxious to see what was around the corner for him next. Just tragic. Tough day yesterday, for a lot of people, obviously. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family.
Being a father of 5, what do you, that
oh, my goodness.
Of it?
It makes it even tougher to swallow. Just incredibly tragic. We heard, we were coming out of film yesterday and we heard that he had passed, and then a few minutes later we heard about his daughter, and it was really it was tough in the gym for a little bit. I mean, we had to do our best to get our guys to refocus. Our guys were crushed to get ready to practice and get some work done.
So how'd you handle it with them?
Basically said we huddled real quick and talked about how you got to be thankful for every day that you've got and every opportunity, and approach every day with gratitude. And none of us are promised tomorrow, and you've got to refocus and get some work done. That's it.
And Mike, you're roughly the same age as Kobe too. Is he somebody that you looked up to? The guy had an incredible amount of esteem in basketball.
Yeah. I mean, when he's such a superstar like that, you don't even. Over the past couple decades, I didn't even put it in perspective that we were the same age. He was just he was above all that. He just absolutely looked up to him. And admired and was fascinated by his level of talent and just his entire persona. Kobe was huge, really sad.
So what's the key to turning the page from the loss the other night? And you have a bunch of SEC games coming up that you need to win.
Need to win them all. We'll be prepared for these guys. Mississippi State is, if they don't have our guys' attention, then something's wrong with us. They're extremely talented and top 4 in the SEC in both offensive and defensive efficiency, one of the best shot blocking teams in the country. I think they're second right now in all of college basketball in offensive rebounding. It seems like I think we've played like the last 10 games have been the best 10 offensive rebounding teams in the country. Our guys who we might as well put the number up there today on the screen so they believe us, because it seems like that's just been a constant theme. We've got to defend our glass, obviously. They're so good at defending the interior as well. Their size, they can play a couple different ways like us. It'll be a high-level SEC game. 2 teams that need a win.
On further review, how did you defend the glass? How did you rebound against them the other night?
Okay, not some of it was just a better offensive rebounding effort than it's like it's a good offense beats good defense every time, and an elite offensive rebounder sometimes beats a decent block out. They're fantastic. We had 3 or 4 opportunities that possessions that weren't very good I think we had 3 where the shooter actually got it back off jump shots, which is is a cardinal rule. It's from July 1. You can test a shot, and your next job is you hit, and the guy that took the shot can't get the offensive rebound. Period. And just lackadaisical there on 3 or 4 of those type possessions. But Baylor's unbelievable on the offensive glass, especially their starting 4 and 5. And they showed why they're in the argument to be the best defensive team in the country. I think they're holding Big 12 opponents to 55 a game or something outlandish, and we saw that firsthand. Mark Vidal, I can't imagine is a better defender in college basketball.
What do you hope your players took from that game?
Hopefully, we understand that the fact that we've been preaching this, and maybe this will hit home more so now, that every possession is so big, and you can't have average possessions and beat a high-level team. You can't compete for a championship if if you've got 5 or 6 possessions, both offensively and defensively, a half, to where we don't execute and we're not as accountable as we need to be defensively and on the glass. But at the same time, I hope that we continue to gain confidence in watching film when we're hitting on all cylinders and we're connected offensively and defensively, and we're doing our jobs, that we can have some success against some of the best teams in the country. We weren't pretty offensively against those guys, and I'm not sure they'll have many opponents that really get it going offensively against them. But we had some possessions that I thought we did a pretty good job of, and then we had some other we had some empty possessions where we got good looks against a high-level defense, and we've got to hopefully that helps us gain confidence moving forward.
Reggie Perry.
Monster, Reggie Perry. One of the most improved players in the country, one of the most talented players in the country, versatile defensively, can really move his feet. Just a specimen on the glass, offensively and defensively. He's improved his skill level, good feel, offensive rebounder, can score on the block, can make jump shots, can isolate, got better off the bounce, just the entire package.
Getting Trey and Scotty untracked offensively to where they can contribute like 12, 15 points a game. I mean, the other night I think they got 6.
Mm-hmm.
How important is that moving forward?
Well, any bench production that we can get will be very helpful for us. And if you look at some of our bigger wins, generally speaking, our bench has produced at higher levels than other games. And those guys are talented. I'm not sure we can expect those guys to get 12 to 15 a game average, for the rest of the season. But anything that they can give us positively, just playing positive minutes, just having a positive plus minus, getting out there while you're out there, are we winning? Or while you're out there, are we getting a really good shot, and are you complimenting the other 4 guys and helping us get a stop, regardless of how many points they score, how many rebounds they get, just making winning plays for us. They've got to continue to develop, of course.
Dante?
Still hurt. Getting looked at again today, limping around. He hasn't gone in a while, and he won't go today.
Andrew has 30 shots last 2 games. Is that too many? His ball need to move more.
I think that he took a couple in the last one that weren't the best of shots, but I also think he's taken a lot of really good shots, and I think he's improved as a scorer as well. And I think he's playing with confidence, which you like to see, and against a stifling defense like that, you want him to be aggressive. I don't think that it's there's a certain number of shots. What did he take? 15 last game? Is that what you said, Chris?
14 and 16, I think. Last
Okay, if he took in studying the film, I think he had 11 or 12 really good ones.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not the only one that took a couple average shots, and a lot of that has to do with Baylor's defense.
The press seemed to have some effectiveness.
Yeah, we're getting better with press, especially a couple of those lineups. I think Scotty Lewis on the floor, we got to continue to learn how to utilize him defensively. And he's got to be aggressive and smart at the same time. He's got to be aggressive and disciplined. And he's growing. I think he's earning more and more trust with the staff and with his teammates for us to be able to put him in positions where he can create more havoc defensively with his length and intensity level, speed and quickness.
What's the challenge for Kerry with foul trouble?
Oh, I'm sure with a lot of opponents that we play, the plan is to go at him, and make him defend, and understanding that he's such a key to what we do offensively and defensively. He's got to be ultra sound. He's got to be incredibly disciplined and non-emotional. He's got to make great decisions to be able to stay on the floor for us. we've got to help them too, with certain matchups. And sometimes he ends up with a foul because other guys have gotten beat, off of the bounce or in another area.
Was this game, as much as any, an example of just like how young this team is? Because you looked at Baylor and just the physical development of those guys.
Oh my goodness! Wow, they are some grown men. Scott's done a great job with getting old and staying old, and piecing it together. I mean, they're three guards, and then Vandu off the bench. Wow, their backcourt is good, and those grown men on the front line are fantastic. And then they had a big that didn't even play. A former starter who's their best offensive post player. They've got a chance. I'm sure there's a few teams out there that are in that argument, but they've got a chance to win the whole thing, based on all of the pieces and some depth and really just no weaknesses. Just their offensive and defensive efficiency. They got a chance to win every night. We've got to continue to develop our young guys for sure. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say we lost that game because we're young. We lost that game because Baylor's better than us. And our young guys have to improve, but our sophomores do too, and KJ does too, and I do too. All of us. We've just got to get better. And we don't sit here with our team every day and talk about how young we are. It's just we've got to find a way. Regardless of age, experience, girth, how many summers we've had in the weight room. Tomorrow night, if we play really well, we'll have a chance. We got to be locked in, and we've got to learn how to make every possession understand that it could be the winning possession.
They made a pretty concerted effort to take away Noah Locke, or at least not let him get an open look.
Yeah.
Is that, you think that's a one-off, or is that how teams are going to defend you guys moving forward, you think?
Yeah, I think so. Especially the better defenses, the teams are really locked in on us. No one understands that. Teams are they're going to run him off the line, and they try to make him a driver, and try to make certain other guys on our team spot-up shooters. It's just you get scouted out at this level, and there's tremendous staffs, and with technology these days, we've got everything Mississippi State's going to do. They got everything we're going to do, and they're going to do a good job scouting him. And we've got to continue to find ways to try to get him looks as teammates and us as as a staff. And he'll take, just like Andrew, he'll take shots based on what the defense gives us. I like his shot selection lately. I like him going 4-7. As opposed to hunting. He's been playing really well. For about a month.